Abu Dhabi, the capital of the United Arab Emirates. A place where the oil-rich landscape has paved the way for a modern skyline and a robust economy. Now, the city is looking to further diversify and invest in new opportunities, nurturing a startup ecosystem that rivals some of the best in the world.
Abu Dhabi is positioning itself as the go-to innovation hub.
Technology is critical to advancement of the modern economy. The very foundation of that is having a solid, functioning startup ecosystem that promotes and tolerates taking risks.
Eager entrepreneurs are setting up shop in Abu Dhabi.
It's one of the most advanced technologies available in the market.
Excited to turn their ideas into solutions. From the tech giants navigating a public traded company,
we felt that we're really bringing with us a whole nation, literally. It was the first Arab tech company to reach that milestone. It was something.
To the climate activists using the Emirate as a launchpad to the world.
I think we're at a very aggressive scaling stage, and honestly, I really think that being at Abu Dhabi couldn't be better for us.
We'll show you how these startups are making their dreams a reality. Every entrepreneur's journey begins with an idea, a passion that drives them forward.
I always like something that looks a bit more homemade, that looks rustic.
For startup founder Jessica Quaich, that passion is food.
We're going to use the cheese from the farm and a few dates.
A chef by trade, Jessica spent years cooking in kitchens in Paris and Tokyo before moving to Abu Dhabi.
Being here is such an exciting time because there is so much that is happening in a sense of creativity and startups, and you really have the openness to kind of do what you want.
Entrepreneurship has always been part of the UAE spirit. If I look at my father, grandfather, their forefathers, is always thought about, well, how we can build a business. That spirit translated into today, and we see that a number of companies, startups want to build their businesses out of the UAE and out of Abu Dhabi.
It's in Abu Dhabi where Jessica met her Emirati husband, Humaid, a fourth-generation farmer. The couple decided to combine their passions and launch Farm to Table, a catering and consulting company that focuses on sustainable agriculture and organic produce.
My husband and I really wanted to share the local culture and along with education, because we really think that farms and where our produce comes from, there's been a disconnect between what we eat today, how the food comes on our plate, and marrying that all together with both our knowledge.
The UAE currently imports 90% of its food, which is why it has designated agriculture as a top priority. So much so that Abu Dhabi is currently investing nearly $300 million in agriculture-based startups like Farm to Table over a 3-year period.
The premise behind putting entrepreneurship as a priority on the list for Abu Dhabi is the understanding that they need to diversify their economy. And they need to be at the helm of innovation, to be that place that entrepreneurs feel comfortable starting a business in, know that they have access to the right infrastructure.
Still in their first year of operation, Jessica and Humaid say they have gained a small and loyal number of regular customers. They have lofty goals of growing Farm to Table into a prosperous company that spans catering, consulting, e-commerce, and eventually a brick-and-mortar restaurant.
Hopefully within the next year or so, we're going to have our own concept by Farm to Table. Not a collaboration, not with anybody else, but our own.
To see their dreams and ambitions materialize, the two will need to secure funding, one of the most important steps to any young startup.
We do plan to have this as a long-term business, so we are looking 5 years, 10 years down the road. I do believe that we will probably need to do a bit of raising finances.
Funding is critical to the startup success, as are the other elements such as their ability to generate revenue and attract the right talent. But having the right investors, the right sophisticated capital as part of a startup is important to their success.
Passion and a great idea can only take a company so far. To be successful, entrepreneurs need access to capital, a process that the Emirate of Abu Dhabi is working to streamline. A startup's success lies in its ability to scale, and that rarely comes cheap. Entrepreneurs like Nadeem Haber are always on the hunt to secure funding.
Hi Nadeem, how are you? How's everything?
Great, doing well.
Good to see you again. So, all well?
Nadeem is part of Hub 71, a government initiative aimed at attracting and growing startups. Today he's meeting with Mohammed bin Ali, a Hub 71 employee who helps connect startups with venture capital in the region.
I'll send a follow-up to them.
Just keep me in the loop. He seemed excited about it, so hopefully I think that will be good for you.
Fundraising is one of the most challenging parts, I would say, usually for founders. It's really a complete hustle, like everything else in a startup, but having as well backers and renowned backers like the ones we already have and the right partners, so Hub 71 is one of them, to be able to help us in our fundraise is a crucial part, because at the end of the day, it's a network effect.
Hub 71 launched in 2019. Since then, it has helped more than 100 companies set up their business, obtain office space, source talent, and perhaps most importantly, secure funding. Startups in the program have collectively raised more than $400 million since its launch.
Hub 71 is a safe space in a way. You enter, you'll bump into people you know inevitably because a lot of people know each other. They're here to welcome kind of every single stakeholder across the value chain. So yes, you'll have the entrepreneurs, but you'll also have the investors. Everyone chooses to find a home here because they know they'll have those engaging conversations that will help everyone move forward.
Nadeem and his CTO, Shadi Karlich, are trying to secure $3 million for their tech startup, DesignHubz.
So now the camera is recognizing my face, taking dimensions. It's really finding the right partners. This is one of the most challenging parts, the right partners to grow with you in this journey, as well as, ones that will be able to support you in terms of like money, but it's not just about money, really. It's about connection, partnerships, and helping you grow and scale up on the international level, which is really our vision.
DesignHubz provides augmented reality solutions for e-commerce brands, allowing users to try on products virtually before purchasing them.
Synthetic data now? Okay. I think we'll go through like the volume, the big volume of that data. We'll show that promo movie.
They say they've worked with major brands like Samsung, Microsoft, Oracle, and IKEA, just to name a few. Nadeem and Shadi hope to tap into Hub 71's network of venture capitalists to close their funding round by the end of this year.
We have all the right infrastructure, all the right support, all the right enablement elements to support the growth of a startup. An initiative like Hub 71 brings it together, creates that nucleus for startups to access all those elements.
Programs like Hub 71 offer more than funding opportunities.
Hey guys, how's it going?
For entrepreneurs like Hani Abu Ghazaleh, it's also about networking.
We've been lucky that we were able to form partnerships and collaborations with several companies here that helped accelerate the growth of the business. We're here at Injazat. Injazat is one of our partners. We've worked together for 3.5–4 years, and they've enabled us to reach to clients that we would not have been able to get to.
Yeah, we're missing the coffee machine.
Hani's company, Mental, creates virtual reality simulations to train people in cybersecurity, national defense, fire safety, and much more.
It looks great. It looks just like the space that we're in. All right.
Let's take you to the pantry. Go have a virtual coffee. Let's go.
Today, Hani's showcasing a simulation he's created for Injazat.
There's the pantry. Anyone for a coffee?
A semi-governmental company specializing in digital transformations and cloud management.
The partnership enables me to reach out to the big dogs, to the big governmental entities. Having partners like Injazat gives you that, first of all, credibility, and secondly, their technology enables us to host data securely. So it's two things, like their presence, their technology, their staff, and the other thing is that they open market opportunities for you. Let's go over there.
Hani says initiatives like Hub 71 help startup founders accelerate their business.
They realize the benefit of being here, being close to the partners, being close to the government entities, being close to their peers in terms of startups, and realizing all of that, they realize this is the opportunity for them, and they realize if they're here, a door will open for them that will make all the difference. And we keep seeing examples of this.
With money secured and partnerships flourishing, entrepreneurs like Hani and Nadim can focus on the next crucial step of any startup journey: expansion. For any successful startup, there comes a time when it's necessary to expand to new markets. And choosing the right location can make or break a company. With more than 200 islands making up the city, Abu Dhabi was the perfect place for Vrico Yu and Dennis Tekerek to launch the regional headquarters for their startup, archiREEF.
As soon as we landed here, there was an incredible amount of support, and one thing led to another, essentially. So we ended up seeing a very, very smooth operation from the side of people that were interested in us, and we were very quickly able to win over clients and win over investors as well. And since then, we decided to really establish some roots here.
Clear.
Founded in Hong Kong, archiREEF's mission is to accelerate the recovery of marine ecosystems in our oceans. That's achieved by placing these 3D printed tiles on the sea floor.
So for coral to settle in a seabed, they need to have a stable substrate, but they don't have roots by themselves. So what we are creating is basically renovating an unhospitable environment to a livable substrate for coral to regrow.
The reefs are manufactured in one of Abu Dhabi's industrial areas. This 3D printer, the first of its kind in the world, allows the team to print up to 7 tiles a day using clay, a material archiREEF says is non-toxic to ocean life. Like most companies that move to Abu Dhabi, Vrico and Dennis see the city as a gateway to the wider region.
Making the decision to build a regional production hub here is because first we know that the market is here, and also it has the feasibility and convenience to travel to transport our product outside of the UAE to the rest of the world as well.
Abu Dhabi, for many, is positioned as a gateway to the region. Let's not forget that the UAE and Abu Dhabi are very strategically located. You have quick access to Europe, quick access to Africa, to South Asia, etc. So it's kind of the perfect base to have in order to access those emerging markets.
While Abu Dhabi is attracting foreign founders to set up shop here, it's also encouraging homegrown startups to dive into new markets. Like Badr Ward and his startup Lamsa.
Hey, good morning.
Today, he's in London, trying to get a foothold in a new and enticing market.
80% of the world is within an 8-hour flight. Abu Dhabi has strong economic ties with a lot of the countries in the world. So it's well positioned to access and to give them that bridge to a number of major economies in the world with the right relationships.
We're on our way to Hamburg Perks offices. Hamburg Perks is a leading international investor in technology, and we're going to discuss strategic investments in Lamsa to enable us to grow internationally.
Lamsa is an interactive edtech platform geared towards developing and teaching young children.
What comes after the number 2?
Since launching in Abu Dhabi in 2014, Badr says he has raised $10 million and grown Lamsa to more than 20 countries.
In fact, modern science now tells us that 90% of cognitive development happens before the age of 8.
Keen to keep up the momentum, he's eyeing Europe as his next big bet.
London is important for global expansion as it is a gateway to Europe and other places around the world. We continue to look for the right partnerships, the right investors that would allow us to grow Lamsa into a global proposition covering key markets, and we're hoping to find those right partners in London and beyond.
Lamsa uses a proprietary algorithm to cater lessons to each specific child. What started out as an Arabic-only platform is now expanding into English, French, and Bahasa.
Let's start! Great idea! Do you spy uppercase B? It's there!
Badr says more than 20 million children have interacted with Lamsa, making it the largest edtech platform for children across the Middle East and North Africa.
The way we make all of this work is...
He believes by 2025, it will be the largest globally, making meetings like this absolutely crucial to Lamsa's future.
I think Hamburg Perks is one of those strategic people that we look forward to working with towards realizing our vision of bringing elite-level education for kids everywhere when it matters most.
Danny Aridi moved to the UAE from Canada in 2018 to pursue a career in music. He struggled with the same challenges most young and upcoming artists face.
I think for us musicians, the hardest thing is getting your music out there, getting your song heard. And everyone just wants to be heard in life in general.
Danny says he found support in Anghami, a music streaming platform headquartered in Abu Dhabi, which helps artists build up their audience and gain revenue. Anghami is the brainchild of Eddie Maroon and Eli Habib.
So you're using one for lyrics, one for melodies?
Yeah, but basically, no. Yeah.
The two founders made headlines this year when they listed their startup on the Nasdaq.
It was a great moment, honestly. We felt that we're really bringing with us a whole nation, literally. It was the first Arab tech company to reach that milestone. It was something.
Anghami is a beautiful story. It is a regionally grown initiative that is a UAE story that has, on their own efforts, networked and built partnerships with the right players in the region.
In a world where 90% of startups fail, taking a company public would be any entrepreneur's dream. But Eddie and Ellie say they have no time to relish in the moment. Now is when the real work begins.
It's a bigger challenge. It's not like, with more power comes in, more responsibility, right? I'm not Spider-Man, but the point is we have something to do. We have something to do, and we're not yet at the point where we say, okay, fine, we've ended, or we don't know what to do. We're still empowered every day.
Actually, what we want to do is actually making a bigger impact and keep growing, right? That's what keeps us going, and no matter how old you become, you still have something that, you need a purpose, you have something that you're trying to achieve. So I don't think it will differ whether you're 2, 3-year-old or 10-year-old company.
Boasting more than 70 million users on their platform, Eddie and Ellie say they're now focused on evolving Anghami from streaming music to a fully integrated entertainment platform. The company's venturing into concerts, live events. It even recently launched a joint record label with Sony. But the founders say their core mission remains the same. Continue empowering artists like Danny with the tools to be successful.
Spend a little bit more time with you.
And provide inspiration for the next generation of startups from the region.
We hope that we will allow first Arab people to be proud that you can build a company from scratch in the region and you can get to the NASDAQ and you can compete with giants. I hope other companies will start from here and go worldwide and way bigger than what we've attempted so far. But then you can pick, like you.
Anghami is a success story that the city of Abu Dhabi hopes to replicate.
This is possible now. This is possible now.
I think as we're seeing more talent come to the region, we're starting to see some of these innovative ideas and these disruptive ideas come about organically from the region, set up in Abu Dhabi.
By 2031, the UAE aims to be home to 20 unicorns, startups valued at more than $1 billion.
We're gonna see incredible technologies companies that graduate from Abu Dhabi programs and initiatives. It is taking shape and it's phenomenal, the progress that we've been able to achieve in a short amount of time.
It's a tall order, but with the right infrastructure, investors, and group of ambitious entrepreneurs, Abu Dhabi is charting a course for startups to thrive.